We all know that we're girls from Lexicon, but how much do we actually know about the planet, its people, and its culture? Because the show really doesn't show much of the planet. But with the little bit of information we have of it, I think we can personally uncover its lore. First, let's discuss the planet itself. Obviously, it's a gigantic planet. It has 2 rings and multiple moons. And not just like small little tiny crumbly asteroids. I mean actual circular moons. With that in mind, and its rings, we could deduce that it's actually a gigantic planet. Probably something similar to something like Neptune. It circles around a yellow star. It's nearby an asteroid field. It's located in another galaxy, as mentioned by Word Girl here in this clip.
Planet Lexicon, in a galaxy far away from here.
And if you look on the planet's surface, it's surprisingly barren, though it most likely has a breathable atmosphere considering that Huggy is not using his space helmet, so he's breathing just fine there. It also shares its solar system with Hexagon, the planet where Kid Math is from.
A planet far away called Hexagon.
Hexagon? No way! I'm from Lexicon! Right on the other side of the solar system?
With that out of the way, let's talk about Lexiconians themselves. Obviously, their planet's gravity is many times stronger than Earth, and you would probably think that's why Word Girl's so strong. But no. Because on Lexicon, they are able to fly, and they have their wide range of power just like how Word Girl has it on Earth. So, no. It's not because of the gravity that they are so strong. And it's actually safe to assume Lexicon is not actually their home world. Look at Word Girl's mural, and look at the surface of Lexicon. Their cities are in bubbles, in glass domes, which probably means they need to regulate the environmental controls within the city, probably not for survival purposes, but to keep things comfortable. And once again, looking on the surface of Lexicon, it's a very barren planet. Even some of the minerals are highly toxic to Lexiconians, hence the Lexonite that hurts Word Girl. So those domes probably protect them from those radiations. So this actually suggests that Lexicon was colonized and their homeworld is somewhere else. And this is evidenced by its neighboring planet, Hexagon. The planet shares the same star, they both have humanoid inhabitants, the same set of superpowers, even a similar culture. So there's 2 possibilities. One is that Hexagon is the homeworld and a group of Hexaconians went to colonize Lexicon and that became its own culture. 2. That both Hexagonians and Lexiconians are from another homeworld that we have not seen yet. And I kinda lean towards the latter because it's not really hard to believe that their homeworld is from another star, especially considering their technology and how fast their spaceships are. Both Captain Huggyface and Kid Math piloted their ships from another galaxy, which means at minimum, they are in the quintillion times the speed of light, which means they can travel to not just other stars, but other galaxies very easily. But speaking of the good captain here, let's talk about these extraterrestrial apes. There's multiple accounts of these alien apes with the picture of Huggy's brother and the picture of more of these apes on the mural in the library. Could they have come from the same planet as the Lexiconians and the Hexagonians did? Absolutely not, and here's the reason. Lexiconians are very weak to Lexonite, but not Bob, which means biologically and genetically he is very different from Lexiconians. Because think of humans here on Earth. We really don't like asbestos, radium, etc. And most animals here on the planet also don't like those things. So if there's a creature that is immune to radium or asbestos, it just means they're built different, and probably not from Earth. Now we don't know Huggy's homeworld, but considering that these are probably 2 alien species that are so interconnected as a culture, it might suggest that both Hexagonians, Lexiconians, and these apes have a sort of federation. Because look how different they are culturally. Lexiconians are scholarly. They value brains over brawn, but they do play superhero. There's a whole book about combat strategies. And even showed in the book a Lexiconian woman taking down a supervillain, another alien. But notice how the information in the book is not super violent. She ties up the villain in the book. And notice what War Girl used from the book. They were mostly how to dodge and use her mind and her words over her opponent. So even though they are warriors, they are much more of a peaceful, scholarly culture, and probably don't have even a military. Hence, the apes. Captain Huggyface was the captain of the Lexiconian Air Force, which might mean that the apes are the ones that make up the Lexiconian Federation's main military, and there's evidence right there with Captain Huggyface. Captain Huggyface is an expert at throwing hands. He is a perfectly adept hand-to-hand combat specialist. So, though probably not warmongering, Huggyface's culture is probably more combat ready. So what does this Federation do as a whole? Well, the Lexiconians and the Hexagonians go throughout multiple galaxies playing superhero. The Lexiconian book once again showed a Lexiconian woman taking down a supervillain. And the only reason why Kid Math went to Earth was because he was just looking for a planet to play superhero on. A sort of universal protection unit. The apes are the defense force. The Lexiconians and the Hexagonians, as a species, go around playing superhero, protecting from disasters, monsters, and supervillains that only they could handle. And it seems heroism is deeply ingrained in their culture. So, War Girl ending up being a superhero on Earth might have just been Becky following her instincts.
Watch PBS Kids Go for more exciting adventures of Word Girl, Captain Huggyface, and all those other guys too.
Word up!
Word Girl, every Friday starting September 7th. And watch a sneak peek this Labor Day, September 3rd, only on PBS Kids Go.